Assalamu alaikum. Good day to all the HSE professionals. Today I thought just to share some of my views, as per my professional experience in different projects and then different countries actually. So, but before I share my views, I'm going to give you a wake-up call with a question. Can you just take a moment or 1 or 2 minutes at least, to think what was the motivation? I mean, why you came, why you joined this safety profession? What was your key motivational point? Or on the other side, what is your safety vision actually? I mean, just for money or just to secure your future in some level, or you have some other ethical approaches like you consider it an ibadah, or because now let me share my point of view, because why I prefer to be a safety trainer or auditor or management consultant, and why I'm serving mostly in these areas, because first of all, it's really my passion, alhamdulillah, because passion means it's purely awarded from Allah's side. It's not in your hand actually, but yes, at some level it is in your intention that you really want to be a supportive for the community, even for a general public, even for the professional or business community. So because one of the sentence I always remember, which our Islam said, that saving one life is saving the whole humanity. So that was the key point, which always gives me a lot of motivation. That's why I'm very much passionate to be a trainer, to be an auditor, and to work as a management consultant, or for a certain projects in with different global brands, alhamdulillah. And for the last 17 years, it's really a great pleasure to be involved in several projects and different kind of industries, including oil and gas, and pharmaceutical, and some level surgical, as well as soccer, and construction in Saudi Arabia for the last 9 or 10 years. It's been a pleasant experience, alhamdulillah, because I've been serving more than maybe 600 or 700 different companies. So I deliver a lot of training projects and consulting projects, alhamdulillah. And mostly my consulting projects are belong to HSE, or I call it at some level, IMS, Integrated Management System, where I encourage companies to develop your system based on international standards, including quality like ISO 9001, and also incorporate 14001 environmental management system. And I would prefer to add one more like 45001, because that is the whole crux of any sort of organization to get some projects, from or even go for bidding actually. That is the starting point. The business community really need HSE professionals, because without we guys, they can't even go for bidding. It's really hard for them to get even a single project. But that's not the only area to be attentive for us to, because it's a huge responsibility. I mean, you realize or you don't realize, that's a different story. But because everyone is different, but as per my point of view, it's a huge responsibility. I mean, because you are a reason to motivate people within your company. You are a reason, you are a source even to build up some procedures, or creating some policies, and implementing them and making sure. And you are the one involved in certain kind of risk assessments or hazard analysis and so many other areas, along with almost all level of organizations. So to be very honest, it's not a small job actually. You have to be very much passionate about it, and you have to be very much honest with that profession, because this is the only area where I always say we should never play. We should never play, because money should be our secondary term here actually. Because what I believe, the moment you are knowledgeable, you are talented, and you have something unique within yourself, or even sometimes I say whatever you have, the word needs actually. It's not like something you have to be brilliant in so many areas. Even you have good communication skills, people want to listen you, or you are a good trainer, they really want to get you hired as a trainer. If you can work as a risk assessor, still a lot of jobs are there. So what I mean is, whatever your capability is, it is sellable. I mean, you can sell it, you can even create your own projects even as a freelancer. That means money is not a matter. Money is truly not a matter. So what really matters a lot, the people who are totally relying on you, because you have the power, you have the knowledge, mashallah, you are a competent person, and you know what are the lacking areas, who is uh, like having some productive safety knowledge, yes or no, all the analysis are with you. So if you are not serious enough, so then things can go wrong in a very different way. So before we uh, go further, in our profession to grow up, it's really after this pandemic, after this COVID-19, it's really become important, first of all, to be humbled and to realize that our job is one of the most important job, and ethically we are the most responsible people to make sure everyone goes safe back home every day, actually, because we are the one doing all the risk analysis and all the implementations along with certain departments and levels. So that is why I would encourage, not only you should attend only safety trainings, I would recommend you should go for leadership trainings. Go for, because now is a time to go for emotional intelligence even. You are a best customer because you are a supportive department, so everyone have some expectations. So learn some customer service skills. It's not like customers only outside the company, even within your company, whoever is coming within your office, you have to realize and you have to feel they are your customers, and the customer is king, actually. So you really need to make them satisfied with your services. Either they need some informations or orientation or some kind of documentation they required, whatever, I mean, within your scope of work. And on the other side, to be very honest, you really need to develop your convincing power, your decision making. Convincing power, why I'm telling this is also important as a safety professional within your company, because I'm sure a lot of safety professionals will never be involved in budgeting, because in the budget meeting every year, all the board members or the top management, they are sitting together, but I'm sure they mostly they neglect safety people to sit in that meeting to give their a sound budget level, to keep that momentum of safety within their company, and to keep their customers happy, and also to fulfill legal requirements. So why convincing power required? If you need, suppose, something for engineering controls to eliminate any kind of hazard, so might be you need some budget, but unfortunately you don't have convincing power, or you are not confident enough to talk people, especially your general manager or the corporate safety manager or somebody, whoever this decision maker is there, then trust me, that's the lacking point. You really need to develop and change yourself in some of the areas. So this is my suggestion, even as a brother, even as a colleague, or because we all are in the same profession. So we really need to come forward, and especially now I'm telling you, safety is becoming more and more important, because even it was important from the last 100 or even 200 years, or from the start, but now it's become more important because COVID-19 have changed the total perspective. So let's take some time, actually. So maybe we can sit for 10-15 minutes in a very calm, cool environment, in a silence environment, and we just start thinking and realizing why I am in this profession. Is it only the money motivating me? Or is it really some ethical grounds that I love humanity and I love to keep them safe? What is my key motivational point? And then accordingly, you should go for with your training plan, with your competency analysis, and then you go with your SWOT analysis. Even I mean, there is a very wrong perspective that SWOT analysis can only do for the businesses. You can do SWOT analysis of yourself. What are your weaknesses or your strengths and your threats and opportunities actually within your personality, and accordingly you can develop your self development plan. And trust me, I always mention that point also. Training and development both are reciprocal. The moment you stop your training, remember, you are stopping your development. So bear in mind, if you really want to grow and you are passionate to secure even your future, then never stop your learning, never stop your training actually. Even, in my case, I've been investing a lot of money even from my own pocket, because you have to be, I mean, as a safety practitioner or as a safety professional, you have to be ready to invest for your development. I mean, don't wait for the companies that they will get some budget for your trainings. I mean, you have to be indispensable, you have to be unstoppable, within that company. Nobody can terminate you, nobody can, it's not easy for them to terminate you, because you are a well experienced and competent person and you are the need of that company. So within that pandemic time, if one side people are being fired, on the other side they are hiring a lot. What is the reason? That means the most experienced people, they also have to rethink, reevaluate, and they have to give some space to the newcomers. And it's my humble suggestion even to the newcomers, especially who really want to join safety profession. They have to remember the first 3 years are your learning period. Don't consider, if you get some earning, trust me, you are the lucky one. But the first 3 years of your, or not only safety, any profession, you are joining any profession. If you get in first 3 years some handsome income, you are the luckiest one. But otherwise, don't think that you will get handsome amount or handsome package of salaries at the first 3 years. And then after 3 years, yes, earning will start, inshallah. And on the other side, Islamic point of view, we all remember Allah is Razik. So whatever is yours will come to you. So please be motivated, be self-motivated, increase your communication skills, have some better convincing power. Remove all your fears and doubts. If you are not able to talk about legal laws, or you're not able to talk about and convince your management about the standard clauses, because you can't talk, we as a safety professionals, we can't talk beyond the standards. Whatever we'll be discussing, we have to give some reference. Are we talking about as per ISO standards or as per OSHA standards, or we have some other standards? I mean, it is ILO or whatsoever. I'm just giving an example, okay? So we can't talk nonsense. I mean, we can't just simply talk here and there. We really have to be specific whenever we go in a meeting, because there is a lot of politics in every company. If you'll talk nonsense, they'll kick you out within a days. So you are the one creating your value, rather than just worrying about pandemic and COVID-19 and blaming here and there. Blaming resolves nothing. I mean, you have to change yourself, be ready to improve your new skills. Let me tell you, within this COVID-19, this pandemic, this isolation period, I've been doing a lot of courses by myself online. And I just calculated my certificate, and they become 160 international global certifications. Even it's just refresh my knowledge, alhamdulillah. But there were a lot of new things, and the more I learned, the more I realized, oh my God, still I know nothing. So that's mean you should never stop your learning. This is my suggestion to all the safety professionals. So let me tell you at the end, we have some training plans. Maybe in coming June, we'll go for some OSHA trainings and IOSH and NIBOSH. We'll share our plan. But on 17th of May, we have Saudi Aramco work permit receiver. If anybody want to get registered, only 2 or 3 seats are available for 17th session. But for the next session after Eid, inshallah, in advance Eid Mubarak even. So after Eid 31st, we'll have another session for work permit receiver. So I warmly welcome to all of you. Please never stop your training, and don't let your company to cut only safety budget, because safety is a business continuity requirement. It's a legal requirement. So don't let them just demolish your safety budget, because without budget, how come you will comply a lot of requirements? And yes, I agree, if a company is not growing, they will not think safety is important. But you are the one convincing them, look, one accident can destroy the whole goodwill or the image of the company. One terrible accident can destroy everything. So why should we? And it's our ethical human duty. So we have to be very much proactive in that areas. So Ramzan Kareem, so take care of yourself and please follow all the precautions, because the days you need more energy, you have to be energetic. You have only two ways, either to be negative or to be positive, I mean. So, but what I believe, you have to be bold enough actually. It's not like just to be worrying about here and there or your unforeseen future. So it's better to live and enjoy your present, enjoy learning. If you don't have job, enjoy learning. If you have job, do it more proactively, do it more productively. Show the world you are the best employee, show that company that you are the best person they have ever found in the market. So be unique, be humbled, and be cooperative with everyone, help, and then Allah will help you, inshallah. Okay, take care of yourself. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself.